I have a very special guest who is going to be delivering on her journey, her process, her understanding, her take and view on everything. Because as I've said to you this morning and reiterated time and time again, this individual has shown ridiculous amounts of courage, ridiculous amounts of commitment, and is a true epitomization of what it actually takes. When you make that commitment, you either do or you don't. Okay? With this person, she is a true doer, and she displays that, even if you don't get it right. She displays that commitment and that courage in everything that she does. So without further ado, I want to introduce to this wonderful space, Lauren Brady.
And the funny thing is, obviously, when we started the session today, and I'm like, I'm confident, and I said it looking down, I was like, yeah, it's not perfect, and it's certainly not the end result. So just to give you sort of my take on when I've had confidence, when I haven't had confidence, and how I've built confidence in between, and, you know, at times when it's slipped away again, how to bring it back. So when I was reflecting on this and I was thinking, when have I been at my least confident? I was trying to work out what detracted from, you know, what took me from here and brought me back down to here. And I suppose the simplest way I could say it is when I haven't had confidence, it's when I've overthought a lot of things, and when I've been up in my head rather than in my feet, or rather than actually doing anything. You know, it's been times when I haven't been true to what I feel, haven't been true to my values, haven't been true to my goals, haven't been true to what I actually want to do day to day. And I think confidence can slip away in small actions. And the positive of knowing that is that you can build it back up again in small actions as well. So when I have been at my most confident, it kind of creeps up on you without realizing it. And I've got looked back and gone, I wasn't at the time waking up and going, I am so confident today, or starting every meeting or every presentation or taking action because I feel confident, so I'll take action. It had just built, and it got on that momentum. When we were talking about the process model, it was genuinely a momentum building. And I'm like, right, yeah, no, I'm getting there with that now. So a couple of things from me. It's from my experience, I believe confidence is an inside job, and I think it's very individual to everyone. So what gives someone confidence over here might feel different to you. What I would be wary of with that is don't dismiss it, as in that, well, that's okay for them, or that's okay for you. I've had this said to me on a couple of occasions. You know, I've made big changes in the last couple of years in my personal life. And people have said to me, that's okay for you because you're okay in social situations, or you're confident. And I go, no, I get social butterflies just like everyone else. You guys saw me this morning, you know, head down, need to get my shoulders back and get into it. You know, it's not that you wake up and spring out of bed with a feeling. So even though it's an inside job in that it's individual to everyone, don't then look at other people's and dismiss it as that's okay for them, because we don't know what their journey has been on that process as well. The two things for me is it comes from action and it comes from consistency. So for me, I got more confident when I was doing and when I was taking action on the smallest of things. So at times when my confidence hasn't been good, it'd be the times when genuinely I want to stay under the covers. I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed because I wasn't saying this consciously, but I was just like, I don't want to get out of bed. I just don't want to do this today. I don't want to do this today. And in my head, I was thinking, I don't want another no. I don't want another rejection. I don't want to just waste time and tread water. But it started with, I just don't want to move. So my first action was, don't think about what you need to get to at your laptop, or the phone calls that you need to make, or the difficult conversations you need to have. It was just get out of bed and have a shower. Then just get out of bed and put your work clothes on. Then just get in the car and move. Then just put on something I'll talk to you about my environmental stuff, like onto your podcast, onto your radio, that you know tunes you into the right vibration, because just taking action starts it off and then gets the ball rolling. And for me, it was consistency. I think confidence comes when you know you can depend on yourself. Like, I'm confident in other people when I know they do what they said they were going to do. Like, quite a few of you have got kids, and like, if you're around any small people, they get confident within you. Any small young people, they get confident in you when you when you do what you say you're going to do. So, if a child says to you, can I have an ice cream, or can I get this after the park? And you're like, yeah. And then they remind you and you're like, oh yeah, we did say that and we'll do it. They're confident in you as a grown-up because you did what you promised. Your confidence in yourself comes when you do what you promised yourself you would. So for me, like, I'm someone who it's in my habit now, it's in my lifestyle. I train 3, 4, 5 times a week. But when I say I'm going to get up at 5 tomorrow and go to the gym and don't, I actually feel pretty shit for the rest of the day because I let myself down on the first thing of the day that I said I was going to do that I didn't. So whatever you say to yourself is your first thing for the day, do that and you get more confident. Then do one more thing and you get more confident. And that's how I feel with building blocks. And I think when people go, I'm not confident enough, for example, to go into a gym environment, I'm like, you don't need to. Just get confident enough to put your trainers on. Just get confident enough to leave the door. Just get confident enough to walk in the gym and just take it one building block at a time. Whereas I think some people go, I'm not confident enough, to do, an hour-long circuit class. You don't have to do that. Just be confident enough to take action on the very first thing. And once you've taken action and you can depend on yourself, that's for me where the confidence blocks came. The 5-second rule was one that came into this. It was something, has anyone ever heard of Mel Robbins and the 5-second rule? Yeah. So this is an audio book that I was put onto 18 months ago, and I've actually listened to the same audio book 2 or 3 times. She's actually really easy to listen to if you're into your audio. Lots of YouTube stuff as well if you're a visual learner rather than an auditory learner, and obviously books. But the 5-second rule is when we make the decision between doing something or not, and a lot of it we don't even realise we've not taken the decision before we've done it. So, for example, getting out of bed, turn your alarm off, just get up, don't hesitate on it. Taking action on making a phone call or answering a problem or dealing with a problem client or a complaint. If you leave it any longer than 5 seconds, we can talk ourselves out of it. But by taking that action, that was one of the things that for me, I was like, across the day, how many times am I not taking action? That was depleting my confidence as the day went on. And if you multiply that by the week and the month, you can see how it adds up. So my own tips is, first one is, number one is check your own environment. So I mentioned there about when I put things on in the car, because I live out in the middle of nowhere, I always have a drive, and I'm in the car a lot on my own. So I don't tend to listen to the radio because I don't want to listen to Katy Perry on repeat, and I don't want to listen to the every 25-minute news bulletins where they talk about Brexit and climate change. And as much as that's important, it's not something that I really want in my day or in my ear every 30 minutes. So I don't listen to the radio and I don't listen to the news channels. So I check my environment a lot for my own confidence. I think we probably all know it. There's certain people who were around who suck confidence out of us. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes very unintentionally. Sometimes it's the people who we're closest to and who we love dearly. They want to protect us. My mum can take confidence away from me without realising it. Oh, geez, that would be hard. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh God, maybe that is hard. Maybe I shouldn't do that. And I step back away and back away. What my mum was trying to say is, I love you and I don't want you to come to any harm. And I don't want you to have too many challenges because you're my baby and I want you to be safe and happy. But my dad will be like, oh, well, that might hurt you, but you won't die. And then he'll throw me into it. So he'll give me confidence because he'll actually say to me, but you'll be fine, and do that. So check your environment with the people you're around. Unintentionally, they might take the confidence away from you. Or if anyone's thinking of like a friend or someone around them who they go, oh, do you think that's a good idea? And the tone or the way they say it, and you're like, without you knowing it, they're just sucking away your confidence. So check your environment in person. Check the people that you're around are not just small thinking and they're just not they're so afraid to take any action themselves that they're sucking away your confidence. And check your social media. Check your social media feed, because if you're just spending your whole time comparing, you're going to lose confidence. Tip for me is health. I do believe it's easier to feel more confident when you're healthy. It doesn't mean a fucking dress size. I have to, like, it doesn't matter whether it's a size 18 or a size 8. But if you're looking after your health, you feel more confident. Get outside, it's a big one, and there's a lot of science behind it. As much as it's great to be in a gym environment with neon lights, if people go, I don't feel good getting in the gym, or I've not got the energy, or I've not got the health yet, just go for 15 minutes outside, and the health benefits are huge. This is one weird one, not a weird one, but I think it may sound funny. How you look affects your confidence. So you were saying before, Natasha, how you dress and Tom. If you saw me on a normal day when no one was around me, I just live in gym leggings and a hoodie. I notice I make different phone calls, and because I'm not a fitness instructor, so there's no reason for me to be in gym leggings. I'm just slobbing. How I look makes a difference to my confidence. Don't save clothes for best. Women do this a lot. I'll wear that to a wedding, or I'll wear that to... Wear your good shit every day. Your best is you. Don't save anything for best. That was something my mum had in me. Save for best. Or me and my sisters laugh. Everything she picks up, she'll pick up some... That'd look nice with a pair of black pants. My mum would put everything with a pair of black trousers. And it's just so funny because me and my sister will do it. Nice top, black pants, lovely black pants. But look your best, wear the bright top. One for me is iron your clothes. I hated ironing, so I never iron my clothes. I pay someone to iron my clothes. It's not, I've got money back in other ways in my budget, and I pay someone to iron my clothes. I wear more of my wardrobe, so I buy less clothes and I feel better in them. So if you want to improve your confidence, wear your good clothes and iron them. That's a random one. Do your personal grooming. No one feels good with bad eyebrows. No one feels good with bad eyebrows. Do your personal grooming.
Go see Natalie.
Yeah, go see Natalie. My other tip on work on not asking other people to validate you for confidence. Because if you only ever get your confidence from an outside source, once that outside source goes, where does it go? So don't rely on other people going, do you like my dress? Do I look all right? Again, for me, I'm Helen, looking it, got it, and you're off. Like, don't rely on someone else if you're in a confidence. If you know you've done a pitch, I bet you've done it, Vicky. You've come out of a house and you've gone, that's fucking great in there, nailed that. That house is going to sell. You don't need the client to pay you or tell you. You know you've done a good job. I know when I've done a point on a project, or when you've completed a piece of art, or when you've fixed someone's brows, you're like, I know that was good. That person looks bloody brilliant. Don't wait for anyone else to tell you you've got to inside job it. And my last thing was, confidence doesn't mean everything is rosy. It means even when it's not rosy, it's okay. So don't just think confidence means everything's plain sailing. It's the other way around. It's reversing it. The other way is that even when things are going to go a bit ropey, it's still going to be okay. And it's having that mindset, for me, is everything is figure-outable. I heard that saying a few months ago, and it's really stuck with me. Everything is figure-outable, unless it's like the law of nature, i.e. someone's died, or, like that cannot be reversed. But everything else, you just go, there's a way to figure it out. And I think when you're calm in that way of thinking, your own confidence goes, and I might not know the way to figure it out, but someone somewhere does. Let me just find the right environment, and I'll find a way to do it. So that's what's worked for me.